In this design, this is all of the plant material that would be used. So we got asparagus fern here, soft ruscus there, spray carnations, some gerberas, and some other little foliages. Got some cuttings from my plants, Schefflerea, poinsettia, and we've got the dianthus shoots there as well. Here's some other plants that will be used to cut up. Got chrysanthemum here, and a nice croton with some good colour leaves. Go back to the materials here. We've got some sequin baubles and some wired baubles here. I've got some twirled pipe cleaners and some sticks that'll help make a tree in the middle. And this is the box that'll be used. Inside is some power film that's just stuck on the inside, so the foam, which is currently soaking, won't get the box wet. Here are all the dried materials that will be used. So we got some nice pussy willow. Hoping to use these fluffy bits there for beading also. Got some dried yellow Crespedia, to be quite a nice round form, which looks similar to the baubles that's being used. We've got some kangaroo paw over here, which is nice fluffy texture as well when it focuses. There you go. Nice fluffy texture. To make these pipe cleaners spirals, all you'll need is just a nice bunch of colourful spiral pipe cleaners and something thin to wrap it around like this pencil. And at the end of it you'll make these lots of lovely coloured spirals of different lengths. All depends on how tight you wrap it. So just to demonstrate it, I'll use a green because it will show quite clearly against this pencil. What to do is wrap it like that just to get a hold. And depending on how tight the spirals are, you're going to go very tight like that, or start going loosely like this. I'm going to go tight. So you just keep spiraling all the way down, depending on how long you want the end to be. Adjust it. For this I'll just make it quite short. So this looks like that. So then what you're going to do is just gently push it off the pencil. There you go. Like that. You can slightly adjust it as well. Squeezing these slightly. And there you go. I'm using this in my design because it adds lots of nice interest with the spiral line when it stops shaking. And with the colours and the nice texture as well, it should make the design pop a bit more. And of course it adds a little bit of funkiness and fun. It's just what I'm looking for. There you go. That's how you make it. Okay, so to secure the moss onto the foam, I'll be using this 56 gauge wire, because I don't have any German pins. We just cut off a little piece, as you can see there, and you just fold it in half, like that. So that way it would stick into the foam, like that, and it'll just keep it anchored in so it doesn't move out. Okay, so I'm just at the ending of my beading now, so I'll put it through the camera. Go. So you can see we got different colours of spray carnations, yellow one with orange tips and just yellow. And if I just move this a little bit, you're able to see this nice gold speckled leaf. At the end there's a little loop here just to keep this in place. So I'll just get the flowers now. Okay, so I've got the flowers. I'm going to start with this yellow and orange tip. Just put the wire through the bottom after cutting the stems right up to the head. No stems left. We push through until the wire, there you go, comes through the top. And you just keep pulling till it gets right down to the bottom. Like that there. So the next one is going to be this yellow one here. And it's the same process. Put the stems right down to the head. Thread this orange wire through. And pull right down to the bottom here. Now for the leaf it's a bit more tricky. So you've got the leaf here. Then let's see if you can do it at this angle. But you roll it so it looks like that. And then we get the wire. We thread it through the leaf like that. I know you can see the wire through there, but I've picked an orange wire so it matches the nice colour theme and it brings the orange tip out as well. So at the end when I cut it shorter, I'll have to loop it the same way as this. When it focuses, it does not want to focus. There you go. Like that. So this is how it looks to begin with. I've added the tree here just to give me a gauge of how high it needs to be for all the flowers used. And it started to wrap around this flower garland around it. Couldn't go any higher as this is far too light and these are heavy. It'll just collapse. Right, put a time lapse on and get to see how I'm going. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. It's halfway done. Just needs to add a bit more foliage and some flowers and some baubles. So you can see we've got the S line. Just move it a bit further. You've got there and there. Creates a nice little beauty line. Hoping to get a recessed run in this point as well. Just might need to move a little bit of stuff still. But yeah, put it back on time lapse and get back to you when it's finished. Okay, this is how it looks so far now. All what's left is to add the moss. And we need a bit of tinsel for the back. which I found, and there's some lights in it too, which we'll get to see later. I'll just go put moss in now. In my design, these are the sketches. So that's the start one. This black bit here was supposed to be the picture frame, but I couldn't find any thin enough to fit, unfortunately. I wanted to use pink and orange carnations, but I couldn't find any. So, since all I could find was red, orange and yellow, I just decided to go completely on the analogous scheme, which is unfortunate because I do like pink as well. Over these little bits, kangaroo paw, got the hanging baubles here. I intended to have some trailing ivy on the edges as well, but I couldn't find any that was good quality. I'll move it a bit closer. So all of them was a bit grubby and eaten by all of the insects. Just get to the next one now. When I went to gerberas, I decided to do a little quick sketch of where the focal line's going to be. As you can see with the straight line, it's just there. And I was supposed to be using the sequin baubles as a second S line, focal line. Just a nice, extra gentle line to drag you across the whole design. Gently, of course. Next one is what I did just before the actual design. As you can see, that's a bit bigger, and that's still on the picture frame. So it was a very last minute change, unfortunately, but I used dogwood instead and that worked perfectly. And still got the kangaroo paws drawn in here as well, which obviously had to be ditched. Okay. The last one is where I did the beading. So as you can see, on there I did a bit of a key. I'd do a line on both of them because I did those far too big. A bit too excited. Got a yellow carnation here, and I got a yellow one but with the orange tips. Then we got the dogwood leaves. That's a Croton with the golden specks. Made it really nice. And right there is where the pussy willow was going to be. But since it was far tougher than what I could have ever imagined, it had to be ditched. So yeah, I wrote down a little bit of changes over there. So yeah. In this design, I used inspiration from a floral designer called Dawn Jennings. I loved her use of recycled materials and vibrant colours. I used her idea of the baubles and bright colours in my design. I aimed to use a picture frame as well on the back, if it couldn't fit into the design. This design uses an analogous colour scheme, which means the colours used, red, yellow and orange, are next to each other on the colour wheel. The neutral colour from the green foliage helps tone down this vivid colour scheme, and the whiteness from the chrysanthemums help bring some brightness into the design, making the other flowers more luminous. I added interest to the design using the spiraled pipe cleaners, which are spiraled on the end of a pencil. This made the design look more fun. The variety of textures in the baubles used also add more interest. The gerberas have been wired to help prevent the flowers from drooping. It has been placed on both sides for visual balance. The flowers are positioned to create a focal line by the direction they are facing, which gently directs your eye across the whole design from top to bottom. There is good textural contrast from the roughness of the sequin baubles and the softness of the gerberas. The sequined baubles contrasted against the gerberas, which made them look stronger, which is good as the gerberas are the focal flowers. There's not much contrast in form, as the flowers available to me were mostly round, but I used cutting some of Schefflerea leaves to help bring some contrast, as it's an umbrella shape with a pointy end. I also used bullion wire to create a star and a heart shape, which also helped to balance out these round forms. The pussy willow and kangaroo's paw, which are shown in the dried materials part, has unfortunately been left out, as the fluffy part of the pussy willow was too tough for the beading, and there was no room in design to place a full stick in there, so it would make it too crowded. The kangaroo's paw was also cut too short, so if I placed it in the design, the moss at the end would end up completely covering it. You wouldn't be able to see it.